Well, Coach, the Broncos coming off a split with North Dakota, ultimately taking the season series 3-1. And there was a big contrast between what we saw Friday and Saturday.
Well, certainly. I mean, let's give North Dakota a lot of credit. Obviously, they've got a real proud hockey tradition, and the fact that we won 2 games at Ralph Engelstad Arena wouldn't sit well with their program. They're also battling to get home ice in the playoffs, which they've had every year since they've come into this league. They put the hammer down right away on Friday night and scored with 18 seconds gone in the game. On the other side of it, we have to look at ourselves and say, we knew what to expect, and we didn't deal with it very well. They put a lot of pressure on us. We're up 3-0 in the first 10 minutes of the hockey game, and we maybe dominated on the shot clock and on the scoring chance sheet after that in the game, but we were chasing the game all night. So a credit to them. We needed a lot of adjustments for Saturday's game, with the main one being our mental attitude and knowing that we would have to compete to have any chance of being successful on Saturday night. We started much stronger. We were much heavier in our game. We were much more committed in our one-on-one battles and found a way to win. Trevor had a subpar performance by his own opinion on Friday night and bounced right back and was a Trevor Gorsuch that we've seen lately. I got a couple of big power play goals. Mikey Joyo, as I was teasing Coach Krieger, why hasn't he been using him there all year? But 2 big goals, great young guy, happy for him. And we did a good job in the penalty kill, took some unnecessary penalties, which we discussed today, but gave up 1 power play goal, and then Hugh McGing's goal. I think everybody was kind of sitting on pins and needles when North Dakota made it 3-2, and they're going on the power play, and we scored shorthanded. So great win for us. Obviously, too, whenever you play North Dakota 4 games and you come away having won 3, that's a real positive sign.
You go to Colorado College, and they've kind of been a funny team to figure out this year. They're Trey Bradley, Mason Berg, and then Nick Halloran, not really producing what they did last year, but you know that those are 3 very dangerous players. Well,
Nick Halloran's out for the season with an injury now, so he's not going to be able to produce for them. But the one thing that we talked about as a team, and we had their roster up on the board and how they've had their line combinations, and we had their statistical numbers by each player listed, and I asked our players, what's the difference in Colorado College this year than last year? And it's balance. It's balanced scoring. From line 1 to 4, and on their defense core, they've got a lot of guys that have contributed. Coach Havlin's done a great job of getting in the players that he wants to have. They've got a lot of pace and tempo. Now that he's been with them for a number of years, they're also the second most senior team in the league outside of Omaha, with more seniors and juniors than anybody else in the NCHC. And they're good players. I mean, they pressure the puck. Their goaltenders had some outstanding games for them, and their recent schedule has been a murderer's row of schedule, going to Duluth, having to play at St. Cloud and North Dakota. So they've played a lot of tough games. The other thing that they've got going, they have 7 games left, and 6 of them are at home. And these next 2, when we go into Colorado College, are the first 2 of the sequence. So going to be a real tough game. We've had nothing but good games with CC, and looking forward to a great weekend this weekend as well.
You touched on Trevor, his performance on Saturday. No one would fault him for being in his own head a little bit. You get yanked Friday, like you mentioned, 3 quick goals. You run him back out there on Saturday, and he performs. What gives you the confidence that he's going to be able to put that in the back of his mind and produce for you guys?
Well, there was no discussion on our coaching staff. I mean, the first thing the last 2 games previous to Saturday night, Trevor had been taken out of both games, and Ben Blacker had gone in. And what we saw from Ben Blacker was really encouraging. The way that he played, the way that he competed, did not give up a goal. The goal they got on Friday night was an empty net goal, and so Ben played very well. But Trevor's the one that turned this season around for us. He's the guy of record during the streak that we were on, and certainly he's played some great hockey for us. He's a senior. This is his last kick at it, and obviously he was in a bit of a gray area going into Saturday's game. He needed to perform. We'd love to have that senior in there playing, and Ben will get his opportunity next year, and this year if we need him, Ben will as well. But it was Trevor's job to go in there Saturday night and get the job done, and I know I had a lot of assistant coaches who are big Bronco fans had some suggestions for me and were wondering what I would do. And there was no doubt. We told Trevor after the game on Friday night that you're playing tomorrow and you'll win for us.
When you go to Colorado College, it's one of those places in this league that there are always going to be certain narratives that follow it. You're at altitude. There's the big ice. How do you approach those at all?
We love playing on the big ice. We've got a real good skating team, and people would say, well, how can you say that the way you performed at St. Cloud this year? But we've played well at CC. We've played well at St. Cloud in the past as well. And you look at the positives. Altitude, don't let it get into your head. Just play the game, and we'll be into town and out of town before the altitude can hit us. So that's the way that we're looking at it. It doesn't matter. We could be playing in the Antarctic if you wanted this weekend. We need to find a way to win. We're still searching for wins to secure what we want in the NCHC.
So Hugh McGing had another huge shorthanded goal, and he's now tied for the most in the country with 3. What makes him so good in that area of the game?
What makes Hugh McGing so good in shorthanded situations? He's just a good hockey player. He's the kind of guy that people are going to be paying a lot more money than they are right now to watch him play in the future because he's going to play at the next level. He's a competitor. He's fast. He gets a break. He's going to take advantage of it. And what a great play by Matthias Samuelsson at the blue line. Unbelievable defensive play. It was basically 1 against 2, and he's there at the line, and somehow he knocks that puck down, breaks the play up, and casually the puck is played ahead as he does, and Jade McMullen grabbed it. And what a great play by Jade. He's driving up the ice, and Hugh saw the chance, and Hugh was about 10 feet behind the play when it first started, and he almost went offside. He was going so fast they had to review it, but a great play by Jade. And Hughes had a bit of a flair for the dramatic, and seeing that little fist pump and him dropping to his knee, and seeing all the fans stand up cheering and hearing Robin Hook's call of that was just outstanding. So made us all feel better at Lawson on Saturday night, but he's just a good player.
You touched on Matthias Samuelsson a little bit. I thought he was very impressive over the weekend. What have you seen from him in his freshman season?
So you thought Matthias was impressive on the weekend. I don't know if we've had a practice or a game where I haven't been impressed with him. We've had a lot of good players come through our program here, and he just is adding to that list there. And he's such a pleasant guy to be around all the times, and he's smiling and just competing and physical. Like he's like a brick wall out there when he hits somebody, but his stick is just like his dad's, and his dad Shell had a great defensive stick, and so does Matthias. And I don't mind telling Shell that Matthias has got a little bit more of an upside. And if we wanted to use him on the power play and play him 36 minutes rather than the 27 or 28 he's playing, he'd do a good job in the power play. And next year we may do that, but just a good hockey player.
Coach, you talk about special players coming through the program. You have one in the works that just set the USHL record for scoring by defenseman in Ronnie Ottard last night.
Yeah, we're, I don't normally talk about recruits because we value them all the same, and no matter what they've done at their junior level or whatever level they're playing at before they get here, that's impressive. But this is a step. But you have to look at Ronnie right now and certainly what he's done, tying the record, and what's he got, about 18 games left to break that record, and most goals by a defenseman in the USHL. And I look at Ronnie, and it's the value of staying an extra year in junior. He's created a situation because of the year he's had where he'll be drafted this year. He's setting the record. I think his overall point total last year in the league was about 14 or 15 points. He's at, I believe, 44 or 45 right now. And all the coaches in college hockey know it as well. It's just sometimes because of agents or maybe families or the young man himself are pushing to get to school maybe before they should come. There's no hurry in life. Just take your time like Ronnie Adder's done, like Scooter Bricky's done, like Jason Poland's done this year, guys that are playing their third year of junior hockey and then are going to be joining us. You don't have to be in a hurry in life. Just be good where you are and you'll be appreciated.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Well, Corey, there was quite a bit of a difference between the Friday night and the Saturday night performance by the Broncos. What did you guys do after the game Friday and before the game on Saturday to kind of change the course?
I I mean, I think it's just the mindset. You know, we weren't happy with how the game went Friday. We were pretty upset with how we played. Didn't really think that it was us. You know, it didn't look like us. Haven't played like that in a while. And then just came out Saturday. Just came out hungry. Came out kind of mad about Friday. Wanted to win. Wanted to change everything. So you know, I think we played a lot better. Played as a team, and obviously had a different result.
Your class in particular has had a lot of success up at Colorado College, despite how difficult it is to play up there. What are the challenges you face when you go up there?
Obviously, the altitude, first thing that comes to mind. Higher up, it's different than here, so you just kind of got to battle through that. And then obviously the ice is bigger. So I think for us, it could be used as an advantage. You know, we got a fast team. We can play. You know, we can go outside on them. Just kind of use it to our advantage, and I think find some success there.
You guys had still won some games in the stretch, but look at the numbers. Trevor had been struggling a little bit going into Saturday. He comes up with 24 big ones and a huge win for you guys. How good does that feel to watch him do that?
Yeah, feels great. Obviously, to have a solid goaltender is everything, and then to have one who can bounce back like he did is very important. And like you said, you know, Friday, you know, they weren't his fault. Got pulled obviously, and then Saturday he bounced back just like our whole team did, and it was great to see.
You wear the C on your sweater. You've been a part of countless big games. It seems like, at least from my angle, that the win Saturday was a huge win for you guys in so many different ways. Does it feel that way as a player?
Absolutely, it does. You know, especially just coming off a bad game Friday. You know, especially coming back with we got just a couple of weekends left of league play. Every point is so crucial. So to get that win at home after a poor performance on Friday, it was a huge win.
You had a new D partner over the weekend, and he had quite a weekend. What were you seeing out of Mikey out there?
He did. You know, I saw what we've seen throughout the year. He's got a great shot, and you know, I'm going to try and feed him as much as I can because he has a great shot. I know that. So it's just, you know, he's a good player. He can move the puck. He can skate. He's agile, and I thought we played well together.
Thanks, Corey.
Thank you.